Alright, so this is probably going to be the first one of these to actually go up. During the main story, you already saw me pick up Spear guy and accept the quest to, like, go walk outside of town and stab a bunch of animals. But we've done that and leveled up about 20 times, and so we're now here to resume the actual plot. So you're back. I trust you've learned something of the essence of our art. A lancer learns best when he is doing, each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time. And never forget courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That is well. It is clear you see the truth in my words. That will be all for present. Now take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. When next we meet, I hope to see you stronger for your time out in the world. We already did that. Ah, you have returned. I take from your presence that you've gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. You're ready to begin the next phase of your training. You recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn each with spear in hand. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a lancer in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most. And so, to your first task. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to the vilekin known as Yarzons. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. They typically fall upon their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of their victim in that instant? Panic. Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. Maybe only one curious Yarzon appears. But what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let us see how you fare then. Go now, my young lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Interesting. So noisome means stinky? Alright, this is the Central Shroud. Oh, as you may have seen on that menu, I got the third gate. Like, the way to exit town in a different way. That's like a level 30 area, so probably not going to be going there too often, but at least not until a little bit later. Alright, come at me, our zones. Watch out. I feel like this is actually a good test for courage, because, like, they're not actually particularly dangerous, but they look like that. So, like, if you're gonna panic for when you see those, and then, like, you probably won't die, you'll just get roughed up. Back to the guild. Alright. Hey, boss, I stabbed your creepy bugs. What's next? What's the other half of courage? Welcome back, Ny'ardbert, and well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the lancer who lacks composure. We're now ready to learn the second aspect of a lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. A lancer who fears to attack is not but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it would do him. It is not, and will never be, a shield. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand, I bid you go to the Central Shroud, to an area adjoining the abandoned dungeon known as Spirit Hold. Since the calamity, that neck of the Twelves Wood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you'll find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become a haunt for fell creatures. Where to put them down? What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? Ha! To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young Lancer. I'll say only this. If you face these foes the Lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Once you've completed the trial, pray report to Jillian in the entrance hall. She has grasped the 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble. Though I doubt she will encounter similar difficulties, her struggle has furnished her with certain insights which I think you'd benefit from hearing. A Lancer learns best when he is doing, aye, but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely without worth. Go now, Ny'ardbert, and do as I bid you. I'm supposed to talk to you on the way in or out? Ah, the way back, okay. Back to the Central Shroud. All right. I should really just play this out so it stops triggering that sound. What do we got here? Oh, never mind. It's over. Good job, fellow adventurer. Alright, here we are. Collapsed pillars. Gotcha. Alright, the toad? That makes sense. I'm a little wondering how you fight a swarm of bees, yeah, like that, with a spear. That feels like the worst possible thing to have, other than, I guess, a bow, which was the other thing that they've had us fight them with. I've been expecting you, Ny'ardbert. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It is a matter of training each of its aspects. Now, the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. God knows how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you'll acquire such courage as you never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of a conflict in ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon. So long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Does that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Yuan, but if there is aught I can do to assist in your training... What was that? Something's afoot in the training area. And you call yourself Lancers? Pathetic. You are next, Guildmaster. Arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will. I'm above provocation. Craven to the last man. Well, what have we here? Wait, he's but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted him to your ranks, did you not? Very well. I shall withdraw, for now. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in the days to come. There is naught more to see. Return to your drills. Ny'ardbert, he made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to our uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door, seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage, the composure to bring the sum of your strength and skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, and will put your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to training. Farewell, Ny'ardbert. Ah, Ny'ardbert, I swear you've gained an ilm around the arms since last we spoke. That would be worrying! It is plain you've not been idle. In our previous lesson, you learned the Lancer's definition of courage, and how you might go about tempering its two aspects. Today we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle, that is well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess will be further tempered. Now, heed to me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Anoles claim dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach your destination, you'll need to negotiate a path through whole packs of flesh-eating scalekin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To stride into the midst of so many would ask much of any lancer's courage. But given time, and no small amount of perseverance, I am confident you'll prove equal to the task. Being overleveled for this is going to be really funny, because, like, the, quote, dangerous Anoles are probably not even going to aggro to me. Sometimes the peaceful quiet's just nice. Alright, here we go. Time for a test of courage. What will I do if these vicious things notice me? I must act with stealth. Surely I'd be ripped limb from limb. Retrieving the Stone of Courage. That's a big stone. Congratulations, you've obtained the false Stone of Courage. Ah, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Ah, but where are my manners? My name is Folke. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instant that I sensed you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present, in its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirit Hold, under guard of fell fiends. A far more fitting challenge, as I'm sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many souls who cower there. Egwene will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. I feel like this is one of those things where you're conflating courage and fearlessness again. Like, there's a fair amount of overlap there, but... to run into danger for no reason is not courageous, it's just dumb. Alright, where'd you put this rock? Nope, not in here. Not in here. Ah, I see. Guess this is a slightly pointier rock. You know, for something that's like meant to be some sort of like holy artifact or whatever, you'd think that it would be more distinct. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can just teleport back. Once again, I forgot to start talking again once I teleported in. Alright, whatever. Here we are. I have your very large rock, as well as a similar looking but fake rock. So if you returned, tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Here you go. Yes, this is indeed the stone. Though it was in rather worse condition than when last I saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training? Seven hells, this is not to be borne. Listen well, Ny'ardbert. I do not doubt you know better. My duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not the man's words. That a Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is vainglorious tripe. As you have already learned, a Lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Anoli's territory served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson of this trial close to your heart. Ah, Ny'ardbert, you come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our friend Folke, who paid us another visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the performance he gave on the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slander, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offense at his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is to ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties kept me here. That is why I turn to you now, Ny'ardbert. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead and watch over our comrade. Alright, back into the woods. Neither of those the East Shroud, so I will take a boat instead. Hello, ferry skipper. Can you take me to the East Shroud? This little gazebo they got here. What's your deal? Do you not have words? So that's not a player. I can't, like, talk to them. I'm so curious what this place is. I feel like I know. It's in the back of my head somewhere, but couldn't bring it to mind. Okay, he's alive. Good. Or they're alarmed. I can't really tell in all that armor. So, we meet again. You remember who I am, I trust? Tempted to dunk on him, but I probably shouldn't play with it since there's someone here. I do. And of course you remember your mentor. He taught you the true meaning of courage. I understand you were able to retrieve the Stone of Courage in Spirit Hold. It seems I was right about you. Ah, you have the makings of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you have come to me, for I have just the trial for you, one that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? Ah, but you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice to say that I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When last we spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insufficient. You must needs seek out better sport. But fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potation and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you the wrath of a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Why? Sprinkle the alchemic... Yeah, alright, fine. Fine, whatever. Don't know why it has to be this particular tree as compared to just fighting one of these, but... A highly toxic liquid entrusts you to by the rogue Lancer Folkwards. Yeah, it's like slightly higher level, I guess? Ah. There we go. I killed your tree. Happy now? So you vanquished the Trent. Well done. By striking down that frenzied creature, you have further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade. Oh, I shall, once you have completed my next trial. This one shall pitch you against a multitude of foes. Make your way to Lifemen's Stump in the Central Shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot along the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing from up close, the better to offer you advice. Fine, whatever. Where's the stump? I know it's in the Central Shroud, but, like, is there an entrance near where I am? There is. Okay. Carrying baggage. Alright, and in we go. I should consider, like, adjusting some of these UI elements, seeing if I could put them a little closer to the edges so that there's more screen real estate. Alright, let's fight some wolves. So as good as over if the Alpha Wolf paralyzes you. I should really just, like, sit here and let them kill him, but I won't. That's... Oh, you're fine. Okay, I thought this was going to be way more health. Rage, it's dead. Okay. Interacting with this guy reminds me of that bit about how you could take any New Yorker comic and replace the caption with "Jesus Christ, what an asshole," and it still works. You're to be congratulated, Ny'ardbert. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you've further tempered your courage. And in the process, you've brought peace to Life Men's Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Redania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the Guild are not but child's play. Mine is the one true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a Lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Ywain in his House of Cravens, never to return. Yeah, that's... I mean, to go where? To you? For your sake, I pray you do so soon, till we meet again. Nope, nope, that's not where I'm going. Man, I keep getting turned around in this place. Alrighty. Hey boss, so your guy had me poison a tree and kill like a lot of wolves. Do with that information what you will. Ny'ardbert, thank the gods you're safe. That young fool of a Lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Folke again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A Lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Folkes' trial, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage, that is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied Trent, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, Ny'ardbert. It is past time that I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. Now, I must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected. That Folke will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Mayhap his regard for you could be turned to our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you would do well to put Folke out of your mind. Focus on your training, and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Gonna adjust that a little bit so it's where I want it. Guildmaster Rerun has a trial in mind for you which promises to be more dangerous than any you've faced thus far. I've been expecting you, Ny'ardbert. You've been training hard, I trust? I would set your next trial, one more dangerous than any you've faced before. But I would not send an unprepared man to his death. Before we proceed, I must needs verify your progress with mine own eyes. You'll face 3 experienced lancers in single combat. Defeat each one in succession, and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take your place in the training area. We begin when you are ready. Alright. Let's fucking go! No, this is the first one that hasn't fully synced me down. That's exciting. Alright, buddy. No one is to hold back. Begin! One. Next! Two. Next. And crunch. Enough. Put up your lance. Well done, Ny'ardbert. Impressive, Ny'ardbert. Most impressive. You are ready to face the trial. Yet I did not exaggerate when I said it would be dangerous. Make no mistake, to take this test is to risk death. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed? I mean, yeah? But you should probably tell me what it is, but on its own. You disappoint me. Back again, are you? That man is the only soul in this pathetic excuse for a guild who shows any promise. Which is why I counseled him to leave you. Alas, he chose to remain in your house of cravens. What a waste. This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to eject, I invite you to do so with lance in hand. You do not want for confidence, sir, but answer me this. What grudge do you hold against us? For what reason did you choose this of all crusades? I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage and like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason. Well, the fixity of your purpose is clear, even if your reasoning is not. So be it. Suffice it to say, you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but do not presume that I will be your opponent. No, you must face the Lancer over whom you so grandly claimed mentorship. The one man among us whose potential you condescend to acknowledge. Ny'ardbert shall represent us all. As Guildmaster, I wager the fate of the guild upon his lance. Ha! Do as you will, coward. It is your guild to throw away. You may even set the terms of the contest. Very well. Ny'ardbert is here to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before he does. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He's a giant amongst boars, unrivaled in strength and savagery, and ruler over all his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know, though, that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience to just anyone. You must needs present him an offering of the bloody tusks of his subjects, the wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you prepared your offering, leave it upon an area of trampled earth. Drawn to the stench of blood, the Lord of the Bramble Patch will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? I mean, I guess not? No? Then let the trial commence. Okay, so, where's this one? This is in the East Shroud, but it is near the Hawthorne Hut this time, so I can teleport. Probably should have taken the MSQ at this point, just because it's, like, right there. But... oh god, I just saw that says 10? I need to kill 10 of these things? It's not hard. It's just going to be kind of tedious by the end of it. So I'd hope there's an overpopulation of these boars, because, like, this trial means we're killing 20 of them, which is quite a few. There's more over there. Okay, maybe they are overpopulated if they're this dense. Alright, that's 10. Now let's go do a blood tribute to a big boar. It's a lot of tusks. They're big. Alright, here we go. one hell of a bore. This wager is as good as won. Behold the true meaning of courage. Running blindly at the creature and not dodging AoEs. What? He summoned his subjects and elementals showed up? Oh no. Might be a little overmatched. You shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Well done, Ny'ardbert. You've completed the trial. I know you now see the truth in my words. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not courage, it is folly. No. This proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. No, Ny'ardbert, leave him be. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you there presently. I will not lie to you. You are no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. Had you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment and feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus were you able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done, Ny'ardbert. You have overcome the greatest hurdle in the quest to become a master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities on even the mightiest of foes. As for Folke, well, If there's a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the self-same lesson as you did this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, Ny'ardbert, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to our next meeting. Okay. So, this is going to be the last of the quests during this recording session. I'm going to go do some other stuff, probably run the MSQ, and then I'll come back, once I'm level 30, as a Lancer to do the last 2 of them. So yeah, soon, the end of this storyline will be upon us. We'll see if Folkway learned his lesson or not. And I'm sure the fact that there are 2 quests left doesn't mean anything. Anyway, see you later. Alright, after some training, we are level 30, which means it is time to bring this arc to a close. Let's see what is left for that asshole to complain about, and perhaps if there are new ways to be taught about courage. He wants to learn from other masters of the Lancers art. Ooh. It's good to see you again, Ny'ardbert, and stronger than when we last spoke. Plainly, you've devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have a mind to set you your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage, and have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our art. In the many years since they began their training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the distinction of being regarded amongst the finest Lancers of their time. And just as they once looked to their seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look to them. By availing yourself of their wisdom, you will take another step towards becoming a fully fledged Lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Mattheomi. Seek him out at Amorsai's Spire in the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at his post have honed Mattheomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for inspection, Ny'ardbert, and do as he bids you. Alright. Which shroud is this one in? East. I don't know what this correct is. I'll just teleport. I teleport more in this run than I do in my normal one. Partially to just save time on the viewing experience. And also because I was literally handed a whole bunch of gil. I might as well use it for something, right? Alright, up we go. Are you Mattheomi? You must be the young Lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Mattheomi, commander of the brave men and women of this spire. Now, let's have a look at you. I see. You possess strength and skill in abundance, of this there is no doubt. But you still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt you've seen much and more. Mayhap you believe there is naught left out there to unnerve you. Yet the world is wide, and only the gods can claim to know all. You may be assured that the legendary Lancers of old faltered at times. No Lancer, nor any man, can foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself for the unexpected. I'd have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh spoken blood, and sprinkle it at the foot of the great tree to the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night which you are to vanquish. Why do you have fresh blood? Okay. I feel like these bats would be scarier if I hadn't just come off of fighting a whole bunch of, like, devils and demons in a haunted house. Oh, for someone who might be watching this bit out of sequence, we just found a Coffee Manor in the main plot. Alright, back to the town. We were not spooked by the bats. Welcome back, son, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. The blood bat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, which makes putting a spear in the beast an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may have easily given rise to panic. Yet to your credit, you fought on resolutely, and thus emerged the victor. Ywain has taught you well, young one. You've a way to go, to be sure, but beneath those rough-hewn edges I see the makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to Buscaron's druthers in the South Shroud. It is there that your next instructor, Buscaron himself, awaits. The man had a unique approach to our art. Though it's a fair while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much for his counsel as they do his mead, good though it is. By meeting Buscaron and availing yourself of his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. It's pretty cool that multiple quest lines bring me back to this guy. I guess they did make a point of having him live up to his reputation of, like, Buscaron knows everybody. It would only follow that, in kind, everybody knows Buscaron. It's edgy-ass armor. Oh. Apparently that pit is too deep. Hello there, Buscaron. I'm back for much lower stakes stuff this time. Can you teach me how to stab shit? Well, if it isn't Ywain's protege, I thought it was about time you arrived. I'm Buscaron, and no, dude, do you not remember me at all? Okay. I'm Buscaron, and this here's my place. In case you're wondering why all Ywain sent you, I should have mentioned I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened the druthers, I'm at an outpost not far from here. Anyway, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat just now. So if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Now, take this nice bottle of full flower mead. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. Now, I want you to make an offering of it at Miss Dale's Lance, which is a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of here. See the bottle safely there, complete with its contents. When you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good. The big deer remains. You know, I feel like in a couple of years that big deer is going to be its own Marauder quest line when it randomly starts killing people, getting followed around by, I guess it'd probably be raptors around here instead of jackals. This aged honey liquor has a faint bouquet of roses and ochus, or ochus. So, you offered up the meat as I told you, and without drinking a drop. Very well, you shall have a tale of me as I promised. Mistale is the man who founded the Lancers Guild. The monument I sent to you two was erected in his honor. Mistale was courage made flesh. Cut him and I dare say he'd bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of a Lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering him. And that weren't all he did. Seeing how the art had gone stale, what with our Lancers keeping to the confines of the Twelves would, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place in his day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and non-forest-born were considered faithless savages. It was even worse than it was even worse then than now. Of course, old Mistale wasn't afraid to call that way of thinking when it was. A lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a forest full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign lancers. By blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Mistale. Us Lancers owe him much and more, and it's our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. Eh? What's that? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt, son. My part in your training's done. 'Tis time you visited your third and final instructor, a fellow named Vauclair. You'll find him whiling away his time at the Bobbing Cork, like as not. Oh, that's the name of an inn in Falgord Float, in case you don't know. Up in the North Shroud it is. Vauclair is an old rival of mine. Me and him used to go at it till neither man could lift his spear tip off the ground. I warn ya, he was a right stubborn bugger back then, and the years haven't done much to improve his humors. So, good luck with impressing him. Okay. I don't know how my recording software works and whether the screen just got less orange yellow for you as well, because I just turned off Flux because I forgot it was on. I guess let me know if there isn't like text over the screen right now saying whether it changed or not, or like saying that I noticed it. You know what I mean. There will be subtitles or there won't. If there's not subtitles, tell me that whether or not it changed. Those are a lot of words. I think you get the gist of it, though. Vauclair, what's up? I take it you're the young Lancer of whom Ywain spoke. And an adventurer besides, by the look of you. I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. How is that different? I thought adventurers just sort of were mercenaries. But enough idle talk. You've come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, that you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the others. Now, pay attention. Thus far, you've learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me, you will learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of that change, a Lancer must be able to think and adapt. And to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will appear only when there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by procuring 6 fingers from slain balloons and depositing them at a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with ever greater fervor until it is ripe to burst in a conflagration of death. Let courage lend strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. He knew this assignment would be all about my mortal enemy, busy work. Alright, I guess I should get you out of here first. Alright, now to find a gutted campfire to put these in. Or we just find a campfire and gut it. I know that's not what that means, but... Chase me this far. No, there you're not. See? Okay. Alright, Mr. Campfire. Show me the balloon. Oh, hello. You are getting big. That could have been very bad. Apropos of nothing, I started watching Buffy recently. It's been a lot of fun. It is dated, but in a way that makes it a fun period piece as compared to, like, just kind of sucking, like a lot of older stuff tends to. It's been fun just seeing very 90s stuff. So, you've vanquished the red balloon. No less than what I would expect of one of you wins. Your enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of battle to shift repeatedly. You ever did press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant danger. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us, after all. I have finished with you. You may report back to Yuan. And when you do, tell that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That is all. Old Vauclair demands I show my face. I can only assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I shall see what I can do. As for you, Ny'ardbert, well done. I never doubted that you would meet with the approval of all three men, and I am no less proud of you for having done so. You have traveled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to your lance work and return when you are ready for your final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting. I am ready for my final challenge. Ah, Ny'ardbert, ever a sight for sore eyes. By return, I take it you are ready for your final trial? Very well, let us... Guildmaster Yuan! You're wounded. What happened? We were attacked, sir, by a Duskwhite Lancer as we trained in the forest. He was impossibly strong. A demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage. No, not him. Not Folquus. We were in the northwest corner of the central shroud when it happened. I was able to get away, but the others! You must help the others! Be strong, man. I'm sorry, Ny'ardbert. The trial must wait. Pray, make haste to the central shroud and help your comrades. And Ny'ardbert, should Folquus force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed you on your way. Time to go commit a self-defense. I was not listening. Central Shroud, they said? Apparently I was listening, so that's correct. Because I really only had 4 options there. Ah, shit. Here we go. I'm ready. Help, for the love of the 12, help me! Oh wow, that's a lot of raptors. Hello. Hi, I'm your tank today. Disregard that little class symbol next to my name. I'm actually a warrior. I have had a couple dungeons on my name where, for one reason or another, the tank is like left or disconnected or something, and it's always fun to like have a non-tank class be like, "Oh nope, I'm the captain now," and see how far we can get keeping them alive. We did it! Oh, you're my life, friend. Another breath and I would have become worm fodder. A Duskwhite Lancer unleashed the fiends upon us, hoping it would temper our courage. You should have seen the look in his eye when he said it. Mad bastard. Where is he now? I think he headed off towards the North Shroud? Maybe in the direction of Falgord Float? I can't say for sure. I was concentrating on the scale can at the time. If it's a reckoning you seek, you are like to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will have already alerted the whalers. I dare say the Duskwhite is being held at spear point as we speak, begging for his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. Serves the bastard right and all. I'm not 100% convinced that the wood whalers can take him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they could. But, like, if I roll up and there's a bunch of unconscious wood whalers. You know how people are with their desperation debuffs. Yep. Called it. Alright. Hey, Bucko. I heard you went crazy. You want to talk about it? Well, it does not look like you want to talk about it. What kept you? Helping your comrades, you say? Fool. You waste your pity on false friends. It's only a matter of time before they betray you. I just like those wretches who saw me imprisoned and exiled. Sorry, what? I was once an upright citizen of Gridania, and a man of the Lancers Guild. My life was not easy. For want of the coin to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the guild's coffers. The theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had been perpetrated by someone within the ranks. An air of suspicion hung heavy over the guild from that day forth, until at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. Only for them to bite their craven tongues after I had stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. And so it was that I alone took the blame. Of course it was the Duskwhite, everyone said. Was there ever any doubt? It all made perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names that I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? Would that I had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. Would that I had the courage to escape my dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some hapless guard's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode into the lairs of ravenous fiends. While drenched in blood, I put their helpless offspring to the spear, and I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. For my efforts, I've acquired the ultimate courage. A courage forged amidst danger and tempered by rage. I fear nothing. I am the greatest lancer that has ever lived. One of the more durable lancers to ever live. Again. Oh, no, I did. Okay, cool. Good to know that works. Get over here. Oh, what? Are these undead? Someone undead? Impossible. My courage is absolute. No, come no closer. And Focus was never seen again. Except, we'll go into some stuff later. There's an area later on where you can run into a ton of dead NPCs, and he is one of them. So, Focus is no more. His was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different. Had fate not dealt him such a cruel hand, he could have well commanded a place of honor within these halls. But it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It is enough that you are still with us, Ny'ardbert. Lest you wonder about your final trial, there will be none. I have seen all I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that yours is a genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass to you the secrets of Lance Charge, one of the most potent abilities in our arsenal. You are a Lancer in your own right now. There is not more I can teach you. From here onwards, it is up to you to seek out such challenges as will make you grow. Like attracts like, and the strong are drawn to strength. Just as I once knew for a certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find, or be found by, an adversary of equal worth. You are so much more right than you know. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is naught you need to fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth to blaze a new trail with spear in hand. Alright, cool. I'm not going to take the one that unlocks Dragoon just yet. Oh, what a sick jacket that is, though. Okay. Well, that's the end of our Lancer video. I guess we'll resume the MSQ or do something else after this. But thanks for coming. This was fun. See you in Ny'ardbert's next adventure.